All right, so we come down the trail and we see this, here, I'll pan this way first. This has just got to be the most glorious spot. I'll call it one of the most glorious spots on all the earth. But when I tell you more about it, you're just going to be stunned. So we come down to the end of the trail and we see this little sign with an arrow that says Cookie Lady. And it is like a hop, skip, and a jump. You are not off trail by much at all. And this is what I see. So here is an art studio. I mean, oh my gosh, right? This is Jim, the Cookie Lady's husband, his workshop. And then I'll see if I can get, if I'm not too close, but this is her home with this beautiful, beautiful porch. And there's Joker. Well, there's Boardwalk first and then Joker. And up close, we have, see, peanut butter cookies. First cookies free, additional cookies $2. A donation for more cookies. And look, she's taking donations to rebuild the library in Hot Springs that was devastated by the hurricanes. And then we also water, which was amazing because we tried to find water sources. We literally last night, I'm going to tell you more about it when I do the actual update, which this kind of happened first, but but this is her home. I came down and I was like already in love, and I had only seen this much. Nice little shed, but this, she's tucked away here. I have no idea how much land she has. I'm not going to ask, but all tucked away. This is like, oh my gosh, this spot on the earth. I swear it doesn't get any better. Look at this. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so this woman, her mission, she believes God gave it to her. Her mission is to cook cookies. I've heard a rumor, 1,000 a day. I don't know if that's true. I didn't ask her. But her mission is to cook cookies and provide water and a little respite for AT thru hikers. I just can't. My heart is so moved, and I am so overwhelmed with gratitude. So anyway, I will give you the full update in a bit, but I had to share this with you. Her name is Peggy. Her husband is Jim, and she's known as the Southern Cookie Lady, and her cookies are out of this world. So nice. Good morning. So usually I wait for flat terrain to do my little updates, but I am hiking with Joker and Boardwalk today, and they stopped to do something, and I thought, well, this will be a good time then for me to do my video, and it just so happens I'm going straight up. So I'm gonna do my best not to huff and puff. I will try to take it slow, but you can see already how gorgeous this morning is. So last night, my plan was to stop at, what shelter? Springer Mountain Shelter. Spring. I keep saying Springer because that's where I started. That's what rolls off the tongue, but Spring Mountain Shelter. And I got there, and Boardwalk and Joker were there. Now, Joker, if you remember, was racing to get out of the Smokies within 4 days on a bet with his friend. So I thought he was at least a full day ahead of me, maybe more. So I didn't think I'd see him again. But there he was, just kind of, but he was only doing a pass-through. I was tired. I don't think I was feeling it anymore. So I thought I was staying. But, so I was really excited to see people there. But then they said they were just passing through. And I don't know. I got this gut feeling. I don't know, some kind of an instinct. And I just got a overwhelming creepy feeling about the place. I knew that there was this 4 other people I see off and on that were planning to stay there. But they moved on as well. So now I was really like, ugh, I'm not feeling good about being here, thinking that I might be there alone, and I've already got this weird feeling. So Joker and Boardwalk offered to let me hang with them. They normally walk much faster than me. So I said to them, if you don't mind, I might fall behind you, but I'll be there. Maybe we can land in the same spot. And Boardwalk said he had a bit of a head cold, so he didn't think he'd be going very fast. So I said, well, all right, yeah. And we did. We held together. They must have said to me several times, we don't have a plan. We don't know what we're doing. And it was only 4:30, 5 o'clock. No, it was 5 o'clock. And they said, we don't really have a plan. And I said, you know what? If I will figure something out. I mean, there was, I think 4 miles up was a hostel option if worse came to worse, right? So I said, that'll be my bailout. I'll do the 4 extra miles, and then somehow being with them and just having company and someone to talk to gave me a renewed energy. And I had absolutely no trouble keeping up with them. And we did not go far. I think Boardwalk was really not feeling good because 1.7 miles later, Boardwalk found this really great, I don't know if it was a stealth campsite, but 3 perfect tent sites. Perfect. Mine was literally perfect, better than some of these shelter sites. So we all just decided, okay, good enough. We'll do it. And sent up. So actually, this was the first time I set up my new tent that I'd gotten back in the knock. It worked out great. I love it. I still wish it was freestanding, but that would have meant more weight. So it's semi-freestanding, and I was able to get the guy lines taut, and it worked out really well, and I like it very much. I do think I need a ground cloth, which I do not have, so I'm gonna have to work that out. Because with the previous tent, I didn't need a ground cloth. I need one for this, or I think it would be good to have because the material seems very thin. Hence, it's ultra lightweight. So I kind of just stayed in no man's land last night with those guys. Got up at 6:15, got an early start. Here, the only problem was with that tent site was there was no water source. So thinking I was going to go somewhere with a water source, I only had 20 ounces of water with me when we decided to stop. That meant I did not brush my teeth last night. I did not brush my teeth this morning. I had just enough water to make dinner, take a swig with my dinner, and then make a carnation breakfast instant thing drink. I made it hot. You're supposed to just make it with milk. I didn't have milk, so I just boiled water, threw that in, and added 2 spoonfuls of coffee. And I used the water for that. Joker had a little extra water, so I took a swig from him to rinse out my cup, but that was it. And all of us were keeping our eye peeled for water sources. But even though the map said there were some streams, they were all dry. I mean, dry. I mean, we could have scooped kind of dirty water, and then it would have filtered fine, but we kept thinking, oh, better is around the corner. But it wasn't. Everything was dried up. So I don't even know how far we went this morning. And we come to the end of this trail where we have to cross this dirt road, and there was this little pink sign, and it had a little arrow. It was handmade sign. Little pink paper. I don't know how it's still there. Maybe it gets replaced regularly. And it said, the Southern Cookie Lady. Now, she does not want to be known as famous, but she is. I've heard of her in every book I've read, every vlog I've watched, everything. People talk about the Southern Cookie Lady. She is so wonderful. My goodness. She honestly felt like this is what her God's calling on her life is. To be, she's right, like, I'm not even kidding, like hop, skip, and a jump off the trail. Not far at all. And she had jugs of filtered water. So potable filtered water. So I did not have to do that. So I drank 2 20-ounce bottles and then filled my 2 20-ounce bottles. I brushed my teeth and I washed my hands. It was a beautiful thing. I told her I feel human again. Thank you so much. She gives out cookies for free. First cookie is free. Second cookie and subsequent cookies are $2. So I took one. I took a subsequent cookie. And with a $10 donation to the library, which I've said that in the video about her, specifically about her, she gave peach cobbler with ice cream. So, I had intended already to throw a decent amount in the bucket because I knew she was collecting for the library, and being an utterly insatiable reader, this is something I can totally get behind. So I threw some money in there, and she gave us 2 peach cobblers, so the guys and I all shared it. It was great. It was delicious. Oh my God, she's an amazing baker. Okay, 2 things I wanted to say that I didn't quite get to yesterday. If you notice, I included a picture. It's kind of random, and if you didn't look closely, and maybe the video you don't get a chance to look closely, there's a picture of a book next to a basket of toilet paper, and you can almost see in the corner a toilet. So, what is that, Karen? That, I was just shocked. So the restaurant, the Smoky Mountain Diner, there was a Bible, that big Bible, in the bathroom. I was like, whoa, you do not see that up north in a random, I just don't see that up north in any bathroom. And I thought that was something. So sorry about that. I got cut off quick for a second. So anyway, another thing I wanted to share with you is yesterday I was walking alone, and I was coming up on what appeared to be this old dam, and it was very old looking, and I got to the top and I see the body of water that it's holding back, and it was just like a small pond. It looked murky. Nothing that I would ever want to dip my toe in. It made me think frogs, snakes, snapping turtles, that kind of thing. And within a few steps, there was a little bench, and I saw a guy sitting on it. So I stopped and sat next to him for a second and said hello. And I just commented, I don't think I want to go swimming in that water. And he made a comment, oh, that water's cleaner than, whatever, blah, blah. And I was thinking, okay, maybe I don't agree with you there, but whatever. Anyway, we got to chatting. His trail name is Yukon Rasputin. A little bit of a thing on Rasputin. I don't understand so much the Rasputin part, but he told me the Yukon was for the guy out of that Christmas special from when I was a wicked little guy, Yukon Cornelius. It must be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the one with the elf that wants to be a dentist. Anyway, so I was talking to him, and he almost finished the through hike in 2002, and then did finish the through hike in 2009. But all this stuff, and he's done, subsequently, and I don't fully understand it. Probably shouldn't even try to explain it. But it had this thing he was doing where he would ride his bike on the roads along the AT, and then, I don't know, climb some of the peaks or something. but he tried to do the AT. Couldn't, obviously not the trails with his bicycle, but ride the roads to the trails, climb the mountains. Anyway, it was really kind of this cool twist, right? And so he was telling me how when he got to the White Mountains, he wanted to ride his bike up the Mount Washington Auto Road, but of course that's not allowed. And he took the cog and he said that was cool. And anyway, he was telling me, and then I asked him about Katahdin, because I have reasons to wonder about alternate peaks, and I will get into that much later. And he was telling me about that, how he's done the Knife's Edge, and I'm like, yep, I know a little bit about that, and I have no interest in it at all right now. But he was such a fascinating and curious character, and I really enjoyed chatting with him. And so it kind of makes me remember something. I wanted to tell you that before I left, one of my pastors, Pastor Paul, if you happen to be seeing this, one of my pastor's parting words were, be interruptible. And I just loved it, because I am a type A, driven, hyper-focused, A to B. I want to do this many miles. I want to get there by this time. There can't be any interruptions. No stinking dilly-dallying. Get there. But then with that mindset, that may work in like my civilian life for the most part, but it does not work well here because, or I should say, it works well. Of course it does. But then I miss so much, right? There is just so much that I will miss. So it's kind of like with the cookie lady this morning. We could have taken our cookies and moved on and been rude or whatever. It would have felt rude, but she might not have minded at all. Just that's what I'm here for. Take your cookie, whatever. But we chatted, and I learned she's a Christian, and she really does feel like God gave her this as a mission, to be honest. And I love it. I absolutely love it. God is going to give me something like that. I just know it. But anyway, so Yukon Rasputin, great guy. I think that's it. Today, I have my primary goal, is Flint shelter. Flint something. Could be Flint Mountain Shelter. I don't know. I get one buzzword. That's all I need to know that I'm on the right path. Flint. Flint Mountain Shelter, whatever it is. That's a 20-mile day. It also encompasses like 5,000 feet of gain. So it will be a hard day. That's why I'm huffing and puffing, and I realize it can't sound so good on your end, and I maybe I should wait. I don't know. I feel like I need to get these videos out when I can. But it also, from what Yukon tells me, we're going to have a White Mountain-esque experience that, I think it's Bald Mountain, I think. We'll get to the top. All the elevation gain, or the majority of it, will be early in the beginning. And then what's going to happen is we're going to be on a ridge very similar to that of the White Mountains, like say where Lafayette is, right? Mount Lincoln, Mount Lafayette. And once you're up there, it's rollers. So it's not flat, but it won't be like major gain all at once. So I'd really like to get that, a 20-miler in. But especially because I'm thinking, they said thunderstorms tonight, starting at 7. So I'd really like to be in a shelter if we're really getting thunderstorms. So that's kind of my goal. But if I'm not feeling it, if the gain is just a lot and I'm hot, because it also said it could be up to 80 today. Eeks. Right now, the temperature is perfect. I am just in my glory, because right now it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like the perfect hiking temperature. But if it gets to 80 and that sun is bearing down on my brain, it could get painful. So we'll see. My bailout then is Uncle Jerry's or something like that. Jerry's Cabin Shelter. And that is a 14-miler. So we'll see. I heard somebody say, it was Blazer actually, he said, my plans on the AT are written in pencil. And I love that. Yep. My plans on the AT are written in pencil. They can change. All right, well, that's what I wanted to say so far. And I feel good. I feel strong. Last night, we heard, I forget what they're called, darn it. It's some type of owl, but when they talk, they sound like monkeys laughing. Barred owl? Yeah, barred owl, right? We have them at home. And it always cracks me up because the first time I heard them, I was like, there are not monkeys out in my yard right now. But no, they were the barred owls. And so we heard those last night. So many birds this morning. It was absolutely and utterly peaceful. Like sometimes the shelters are just a little bit, rambunctious, but it was just because we were in these random stealth sites. It was just so peaceful, and I had the most amazing night's sleep. So I think I'm rested and ready for today. All right. The grade right now is super mild, so hopefully I'm not huffing and puffing too badly for you. But that's what I wanted to share, and I'm sure there'll be more along the way. Loving every minute of it. Ooh, ooh. Okay, you guys know that song, right? I'm dating myself, but and I will not try to sing and actually sound good because it can't happen. Okay, bye. Alrighty then, so just got off the ridge that Yukon had said was White Mountain-esque. He wasn't wrong, but it was not what I thought it was going to be. Very different. I heard ridge, and my brain jumped right to Lafayette, Mount Lincoln, right? Fully exposed, views forever, whatever. That's not what, it was every bit White Mountain-esque, but it wasn't that. There were some views when you got past the endless rhododendrons, which is making me laugh because I remember day one. I'm like, oh, all the rhododendrons. Look, aren't they beautiful? All the rhododendrons. And now it's just like, more rhododendrons. They are plentiful here. That is an understatement. There are zillions upon zillions upon, look, some right over there. Zillions upon zillions of rhododendrons. Anyway. But what it was very much was like all the rocks and the climbing and the rock formations. And I'm not saying on Lafayette, I'm saying like climbing Mount Garfield or something. And you've got all the rocks that just kind of landed together and you have to figure it out, sort it out. You're climbing, and there's a lot of rocks and roots, and you got to be very careful with your footing. And, you want to hold on to something when you step down sometimes, that kind of thing. So in that regard, yes, the whole time I'm like, yep, this is very White Mountain-esque. It wasn't the ridge that I was expecting, but it was definitely that. And it was fun. It was fun because definitely put me way back there. It took me home for a bit. And now, because that, I was thinking it would be like easy to walk across. It was not. It took a lot of time. So now I'm just going to get to the shelter later than I thought, or I try to make up some time because we're back on the typical footpath that I'm used to in this area. But anyway, that's that for now. I see some hikers coming up, but I will talk to you later when I get to the shelter. Maybe I'll take some footage then. All right, bye. Hey there. So, wicked funny. Those hikers that I turned my phone off for probably wouldn't have minded one way or the other if I filmed them. They probably would have loved it. I try to be thoughtful and respectful. I don't know if day hikers want to be filmed. Most through hikers don't mind, but I didn't know if they would. So, but I got to meet them and chat for a while. Their names are U-Turn and Wrong Turn. Which ladies, if you see this, I absolutely love your names. I have a gift, and my girlfriends can all attest. I have a true gift. I mean, it's beyond being just a tendency to do. It's a true gift to get lost on well-marked trails. Yep. I do a lot of racing, and I can literally get off course at a well-marked race course and just be completely somewhere else. I've done, the first few times you go, oh, ha, 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 that's funny. By the sixth time, you're going, this is not funny anymore. By the 10th, yes, I've done it at least 10 times. You go, okay, this is just downright ridiculous, and it better not ever happen again. But this is my gift, to get turned around or lost or off course on well-marked courses. So I love, love, love your names. Anyway, to the folks out there, we chatted a bit and got on the subject of the hurricane damage. So if I remembered you correctly, ladies, I will start to actually see the real damage. Sam's Gap and Spivey or Spivey. Now suddenly I can't remember how she pronounced it. But Spivey Gap. Let's call it Spivey Gap, Spivey Gap. Okay. So, yeah. So I guess closer to Irwin, I should be seeing that. But anyway, so that was fun. I got a picture. Wrong Turn is the one in the braids, just so you can identify. Also, a flashback. I hung up the phone earlier this morning and realized I had completely forgot one of the most amazing things that happened yesterday. So when I go into town and get Wi-Fi and battery charge and all that, I like to also call my family and do FaceTime with my grandchildren. So yesterday I was doing laundry, and the laundry was in another house. So I was just sitting on the back porch waiting for it to finish, and I texted my daughter-in-law to see if, my granddaughter was available, or maybe she was napping, whatever. And all of a sudden the phone rang, FaceTime, and I had completely forgotten, because I'm out here in my finite little world. They were having an egg coloring event. My husband had, had everybody over to do egg coloring, Easter eggs. And okay, this wasn't yesterday. This was Saturday. Sorry. See, my days are just blending. So this was Saturday, and a lot of my family was there. Not everybody, sadly. But my oldest, Kyle, and his girlfriend, Haley. And then I saw my son, my third born, Axel, and his wife, Jessica, and my granddaughter, little Naomi, and my grandson, Xander. They were all there, plus my husband, Neil. And I got to I just kept the phone going, because now I can charge it, right? I got all the battery life in the world. So I was just like hanging out with them while they're doing the Easter eggs. My granddaughter's all over the place. I mean, I know she loves me and misses me, but she was just all over the place because there's a lot going on. Here I am trying to talk to her. Oh, Mona misses you so much. And she's like, Uncle Kyle's here. She's gone. I'm not hurt. I love her. She knows, and I know she loves me. I know, because when I'm home, I get her every Thursday all day long, and she and I are best buddies. So it was just funny. And Xander, oh my gosh, he completely developed a personality overnight. I've been gone 3 weeks. He was just a squish when I left. Now he's just laughing, and he's got a real personality forming, and he's such a happy baby. Oh, I miss them so much. But and he likes selfies of himself. He likes to watch a video of himself. Oh, who doesn't? Anyway, it was just really, really, really great to hang out with my family. And then yesterday, which was Easter, I ended up getting a really late start because a bunch of people weren't actually leaving. They were staying, and so they weren't in any hurry to get going. So I got caught up in talking and drinking coffee, and forgot to call my daughter and see my other grandson. So hate myself, but he probably doesn't even, he's 9 months old. He just turned 9 months old. He probably doesn't even know he didn't get to talk to me yesterday or the day before or but recently. So I think he'll forgive me. But absolutely, little Raffaello, when I get to town next, you and me, okay, buddy? It's a date. Anyway, that was like the absolute best trail magic I could have gotten. And it just occurred to me today. Now, many of you out in the other parts of the country, if you're watching, won't know this or maybe even don't care. But it just occurred to me, it's Marathon Monday. The Boston Marathon happened. It's over by now. It is 5:13. It is well over by now. But Marathon Monday was today, and I have a whole mess of friends who are running. So I hope you guys did really, really great. It was hot here, but I'm a lot souther than you are. So I don't even know what the weather was for you. I hope it was great. I really, really do. I hope you all did super well. And I'll be, as soon as I can get a juice, enough power, enough cell service, I'll try to see all your stuff on Facebook and see how you guys all did. But thinking of you late on Marathon Monday.